Sarah had to share.
All right, I'm recording. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
This business is a team effort.
Brian, that baby looks more like a mini me every time I see him.
Anders is going to lead out today.
Hi, baby. He's so cute.
Yeah. So waiting for Sarah to get on, but in the meantime, we had an incredible.
Oh, I've been here. Sorry, couldn't see
Oh,
me.
there you are. I need to have the gallery view. That's my problem. I can't see everyone that's on. Okay, now I'm seeing everyone. He's going to be doing all the talking. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, how are you doing, Sarah?
Fabulous.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play with my grandbaby all day, so he loves Papa. We play all the time. All right, let's do a few intros here. We've got Mr. Mike Granchi. Awesome meeting last night. Would you like to give a quick update, Mike, what you thought about our meeting last night? You're muted.
I seem to be having some technical difficulties. My Word document keeps coming up, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hey, Sarah, we communicated yesterday, and I think my phone is going off. I'm just a mess. Yesterday's meeting was awesome. It was with Seth Mulder, and it was the recorded version. It wasn't the live Seth, but he really. I talked to some people at work today, and I can't comprehend. He said he had a team in Japan that, did he say, was making a gross $100 million a year? Is that what he said? Did I really do that right? Huh? That blew me away. I can't comprehend that kind of money.
Well,
That's just one team.
I believe that was from the last business he was in.
Okay, well, he'll build it again with this business, right? He's going out there Monday, so.
He does have a team.
Yeah.
In Japan.
Yep. And it just really solidifies, like, I have 34 years of corporate America, so network marketing doesn't work, right? So every time I hear these stories, that helps a lot. I've got to change, so it helps me a lot.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you. Once a month, we have different trainings, regional trainings, and ours is in Lansing. Next month, we will not have one because we'll be in Orlando, okay? Corporate, it's called Elite Academy. Just incredible. I am so excited for two reasons. One, a week's vacation, paid vacation. Well, kind of paid. It's a complete write-off. And I get to meet a lot of you guys there. And we get to have training and just looking forward to an awesome, awesome time. And guys, Sam Flake, who's a Pro 8 in our company above us, he called me today. And he gave me a few little snippets. I can't tell you what he shared, but just a few little snippets. And I'm telling you, what the company has planned for us will blow you away. So you guys want to be in Orlando if you can get there. And, be tuned in because crazy things happening. So any questions on our stock? Okay. Because I know a few people might have questions because the stock plummeted. Seth handled it last night, but the last network marketing company I was in, their stock went through a plummet because of a few things. And I look at it as a huge opportunity to buy. And it was down to $8 a share, but I got greedy. I put in a buy for $7.50. I'm like, it'll go down a little bit more. No, the next day it went back up to like went up to $9.50. Then I was greedy again and I put in, it'll go down to $9.15. No, then it shoots up to 10. Finally I said, forget it, bye. I'll never make it in, gambling or all these things. It stresses me out. The good news is I bought it at 10 1/4, and today it closed up is like 10.45, something like that. So they're great opportunities. And then, there's all these, I call them lawyer leeches type of companies. They're ambulance chasers because their stock dropped. They go out there and try and find anyone that wants to sue the company because they might have lost stock. The company's done nothing wrong. Our company will be sued by these lawyers. They'll settle out of court. They all do. And it happened with our last company, and it'll happen with this company, and it happens to every single publicly traded company. These lawyers, they're in business for one reason, and that's to make money off of publicly traded companies when their stock goes down. That's it. Okay? Don't let it worry you. It'll go away eventually, and our stock will go back up.
What made it go down?
Well, what made it go down for our quarterly, every quarter, the company gives a quarterly report. They delayed it by 2 weeks because one of the countries they're working with, okay, that they started the company up in, they weren't able to get information in time or something like that, and they're hiring a accounting firm to audit their numbers to make sure they're correct. Okay, because they're publicly traded, we're audited, and we have to hire auditing companies. The government audits our company, and those are all good things. But because they wanted to make sure their numbers were correct, okay, they put it, and which is totally legal to do a 2-week delay. People on this, it just happens. If a CEO's going to go in the hospital for a week, the stock plummets because who knows, something might go haywire, and people have a sell built in. Okay, a lot of these people that play with the stocks, they have built-in sell, and so it dropped, and then it hit a sell, and then it dropped lower, and then these other people start selling. Before you know it, plummeted down to $8 a share. Beautiful opportunity. Everyone in LifeVantage that could took advantage of it, and we drove our stock back up to 10. Okay, and we're going to make money off it. I can't wait till it happens again because I'm going to buy more when it happens. This time I'll just hit buy and be done with it. So anyway, just wanted to cover that a little bit. But I welcome everyone on the call. We have the beautiful Sarah Dooley here on the phone with us. She's one of our Kauai flowers, I call her. The Mother Teresa of my company, at least. I don't know. She's always been there to help me. She's the one that helped set up my first initial phone call. I told her, you know what, I'd like to do our own call because I'm in Michigan and these other people have the audacity and so rude to live in Kauai. We have to see their sunshine and palm trees every time we talk to them. But because of the 5-hour or 6-hour now time difference, it's too hard to, get on the phone calls. So Sarah did that all for me. And she set it up for me and got me going. And Brian, you can do this. Thank you, Sarah. So she's just been an incredible asset to my business. I wouldn't be here where I'm at if it wasn't for Sarah's help. Rusty's been there. But this is a team effort. So I am just excited to let Sarah take over here. And she's been doing some training. I asked her to share a little bit of her history with us because, guys, no one has any excuses after you hear Sarah's story. Okay? No excuses. Wait till you hear the struggles she went through when she first started, but she didn't give up. I mean, she is the Duracell battery that never gives up, let me tell you. With that intro, I'll let Sarah take over, and I'll mute so you don't hear babies in the background.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. And it's because of you guys and you saying yes to your dreams that I am able to have my dreams. I'm Sarah Dooley. I live in Kauai, Hawaii, but I was born and raised in Texas. I worked as a teacher, an admissions counselor, an artist in residence. And when I became a mom, I decided to leave everything to come out to Kauai to be a stay-at-home in paradise mom. 2 years into that journey, we were struggling quite a bit financially. We never complained, though, because these were choices that we made. I got to be the stay-at-home mom that I had planned on being, and my husband was working his tail off, sharing a car, scrimping on food stamps, and really making our dream life. And it was a beautiful time, but financially, it started to feel extremely suffocating. And I grew up in a middle-class family, never really felt a struggle like that before. Always, both my parents were hard workers and provided for us, paid for our private school education, and never wanted for anything until, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And that time in our life really, I think, is the reason, because we were so committed to living the life that we wanted. I think it's the reason that Laura Bishop came to us with an answer to our prayers, which was to keep us stay at home, keep me a stay-at-home mom without the extreme suffocation of the financial pressure that felt like. We were both employed in Houston. I had, bought a house, paid for my Mini Cooper, living great. Moved to Kauai, the cost of living has tripled, and now we have one income, one car, yada, yada. So we said yes to this business. My husband got involved. Well, actually, here's the story. You want to know the truth? Rusty's laughing. I was probably holding my daughter at the time. We heard this presentation, and I turned to him, and I said, can you do this? Because I saw the ABC Primetime. She had Jeremy and Johnny on the phone, I think it was, answer all of my questions. But I never intended to do this business. My husband's very outspoken, great with people. He works in restaurants. He can talk to anyone. He has a huge network. And I saw the earnings claim statement as an answer to our prayers. And I knew that the science was there, and that's all I needed to know. So we signed up right away. And several months into it, here my husband is working hard. I'm home with my daughter. And Trisha Albrechtson came out to Kauai, and there was, I think, less than 20 people in that living room. And I went to the presentation because he wasn't feeling up to it. And I looked at Trisha Albrechtson, who's a Pro 10, a top earner in our company, and I said, if she can do that, I can do that. I guess it's my turn to step up. Here I was like pushing my husband, like, come on, did you do your 15 presentations? So honestly, we both did the business at first for a long time, and it was that kind of, come on, did you do some? Did you, how many people did you call? Oh, why don't you invite so-and-so? And as I gained confidence in this business, I started taking on more of the responsibilities until just a few months ago, I took a course in network marketing that really has dramatically improved my ability to be effective in communicating with people. And I turned to him and I said, I got this. I get it now, and my business has dramatically improved, meaning that when I talk to people, I'm getting so many more yeses, and I'm able to communicate in a way that feels authentic to me, but also embraces those professional skills of being a network marketer. So that's my story. I think, did I cover everything you wanted me to cover, Brian, with that? No?
I want to hear the down and dirty, what it took before you brought in the guy down there in the left-hand screen.
Mr. Cottrell. Okay. So when I decided to do this business, I was on a mission to prove that we could do this faster. And I jumped out the gate. My husband was still working, and my daughter was, I guess, 2 at the time. So she's toddling around at my feet all day. And I was picking up the phone, calling everyone I could possibly think of to watch this ABC Primetime, and connect them with the third party over and over and over and over and over. And I had a little list inside our bedroom, right on the wall, so I could see it every time I entered or exited, and that's where our office was at the time. So I would put down all the people I shared it with. And by the end of January, it was 30 people had seen the presentation and talked to a third party. By the end of February, it was right around 30. And I think it was March 28th, something like that. End of March, anyway. Had a meeting with Rusty and Julie.
Hold it. You're skipping the good part.
What's the good part?
The good part. How many yeses did you get in that first month when you shared it with 30 people?
Oh, none.
Hold it. What do you mean none?
So I wasn't very effective, Brian, but I had a passion and a mission.
Hold it. Why didn't you quit? I mean, I have some people that shared with 2 people. Oh, they said, no, I can't build a business, and they quit.
No, it's been 3 years. We're Pro 5. We've been Pro 5 for about 2 years. I'm not quitting.
Okay, well, before you went Pro 5, you were a Pro 1 or 2 in there. Or,
Pro 2.
Okay, a Pro 2. So you shared it with 30 people, and everyone then said no. What happened the next month?
30 people said no.
Again, and you didn't quit.
No way.
It doesn't work. I mean, you shared it with 60 people now. What happened the next month?
About 30 more people, 28, 29. Yeah, said no.
3 months, 90 people. I mean, I'm telling you, the majority of people would have said, that's it, I can't do this, it's not working for me, and they move on. But Sarah Dooley is not a quitter.
That's right.
So what happened?
So the Cottrells enrolled, and they signed up the world. And here we all are. And our business went, pew! I have screenshots I took of back office where it shows the volume. It went from 2,000 to 20,000 overnight. Almost overnight, you know. So our business dramatically changed. And then Rusty, you know, we worked on to the best that I could, you know, doing the blueprinting and all the training. And I'm a very regimented kind of person, very organized. I had my calendar. We did 90 days on the dot of the blueprint. I remember saying, okay, so this Thursday is going to be 90 days. You know, you got it from here. But by that time, I mean, Rusty was off and running anyway. So I was doing my best to help work with that team. And then I did, after that kind of settled a little, I did 70 more presentations in 2.5 months. I mean, exposures. I wasn't just like presenting to no one. I mean, 70 more people saw the business. Not much success there. And then I started thinking, okay, I know everybody wants time and money. I know it. So what can I do to improve here? Because it never occurred to me that maybe I could be a little more effective until I had just gone at it, you know, ignorance on fire. And
so you shared this with almost 100 people, okay? And you found Rusty. Was he worth it?
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Rusty was worth it.
Yeah.
But you didn't give up, okay? And you looked at what am I doing and why am I not being productive? And you decided to become a student of the industry is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay. Now what is changing? Now we're getting to the good part.
Okay. Now what has changed, we have, I think we enrolled 4 people last month. So that was the first in a long time. And it was easy. And one of these, this lady, 72 years old, and she's got 3 new distributors, 3 or 4 this month. So the skills that I've learned are duplicatable, and it's working. And I actually have prepared to share one of these things that I've learned with you guys if you have the time. Is this a full hour call? Yes? Okay. Would you like me to share one of these little tools that I've learned? Rusty's saying yes. Okay. Great. So this is, if you saw my post in the Slack page, I said, get your pen and paper. So we're going to do some work here. Okay. And Brian, you don't have your grandbaby in your lap. Can I use you a little bit too? You have a pen and paper?
As long as you don't embarrass me, you can use me.
Okay. Stop me if I do. Okay. All right. So this is a tool, a skill called paired comparison. You can use it in a variety of situations with distributors on your team and yourself. I've used it 4 times in the last 6 months. Okay. Now, variety of situations, I'll give you some examples. Maybe it's people who are complaining, I've been in the business 6 months and I'm not really where I want to be. Or people who've kind of stepped out of the business and they come back and they've had a change in their life and they're ready to go for it again. And we want to help connect them with some behaviors that are going to actually help build the business so they don't fall away. Maybe a good rep or a good distributor who's stalled and needs some help in building more volume. Or, like you guys, winners. Winners who are doing what it takes and you're ready to get to the next level. So let's do this. Let's make a list, if you will, everybody, for yourself of the 10 things that you think are the most important things that we do to build our business. You're going to make a list of 10 things right now. I'll give you some quick examples, some common things that people come up with. Databasing, which is getting names and numbers, or prospecting, same thing. Inviting, making calls, which is recruiting. Following up, attending events, conference calls. Those are 5 examples. So make a list for yourself of 10 things. Brian, let me know when you have your 10. We'll go with you. So you're making a list of the 10 things that build your business.
Okay, I got 10.
Okay.
I had to really scratch my head because I lumped some in one thing. I'm like, okay, I need 10, so I had to divide it out a little bit.
I'm glad you're doing this because this is actually a tool that Henry Ford used to build his business. And I learned it from one of my mentors. And it's helped me a lot. And Brian, you are really looking forward to a comfortable retirement, right? You want to be able to walk away from the job and spend time with your family and mountain bike, yeah?
In Kauai.
In Kauai. So this is something that's going to help you do this. And you guys all know that you can't lead where you won't go. So thank you for actually doing this and participating with us. It doesn't work. You know, there's something about integrity. If this skill is really fun to use, but if we're not doing it ourselves, it's not going to be effective. Okay, now the next step is to circle what you think are the top 5 most important of those 10. The top 5 of those 10 that are the most important in building the business.
Man. Most important.
Okay, Brian, what did you circle as your top 5?
It's a tough one because they're all important. Well, personal development, I put it pretty much as number 1 because I have found that to be really important. Number 2 is going to all the events. Now, personal development and the Pro Series, I would not be a Pro 5 if it wasn't for the Pro Series. People that do not listen to that every week and have them coming in, you're missing out. You're slowing your business down. So whether you want to put that on personal development, but it is training with the company.
Okay, that's fine. And you don't have to rank them. Just read me the 5 that you have. So personal development, events.
Inviting.
Okay.
I mean, database is in there.
Okay.
Having a good database, I'll put that in. Okay.
Okay. And one more. I have personal development, events, inviting, and database.
Oh, I had events, the Pro Series, personal development, inviting, and 15 meetings a month. Sorry, I didn't tell you that one.
Okay, so now I have 6. I'll put pro audio with personal development. Personal development, pro audio, events, inviting, databasing, and 15 meetings a month. Okay, great. Raise your hand if you think those are all, and for anybody, if you think those 5 are important for building your business. Personal development, events, inviting, databasing, and 15 meetings a month. Raise your hand if you would agree with that. Thank you. Okay, so just put that list aside for a minute, or don't look at it. We're going to draw a little chart here. Okay, I'm going to show this to you. It is four columns and 5 rows. Just make a big rectangle. So you want 4 columns down, 5 rows across. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't even need to know the headers. Just draw a little chart for yourself, if you will.
You're making me do paperwork, you know.
I'm trying to get you on your mountain bike to Kauai. Do my best.
Believe it or not, my biggest struggle in this whole business is paperwork.
I'm glad I'm helping you stretch a little bit. Okay, so you have your chart.
It's like old times.
What's that?
It's like old times, Sarah.
Back to school, kids. Okay. 1 through 5 in the first column. Just write 1 through 5. Just straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which life company do you get your freight? I'll look later. Okay.
Okay. Second, right here, those 5 things that you wrote are the most important. Doesn't matter what order they're in. Please just write them right here in the second column.
Oh.
So you're going to transfer your top 5 things in building your business right here. Okay. So now comes the fun part.
Times that we got.
You guys with me?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to look at what you have in the first row and the second row, and you're going to compare them. So for Brian, he has maybe personal development and events. Okay, you're going to, out of those 2, personal development and events, if those are your top 2, ask yourself, which one of those 2 is the most important in actually building the business? What is the most important for you in actually building the business? And whichever one it is, you're going to put a check in the third column. Okay. So choose one or which of these 2 is the most important. Okay. Now you're going to compare what you have in the first line with what you have in the third line. And between first and third line, which of those 2 are the most important? So choose one, either line 1 or line 3. Which of those is the most important? Okay?
I'm having a hard time with that, Sarah.
Are you?
Well, yeah, because you didn't hear what my 5 were.
What are your 5?
Invite database, and teach someone else how to do the same thing. That's really what I did in the beginning. I just invited, wrote down names, basically that's what I did.
Okay. Well,
So how would you do that with that? How would you do the... I'm trying to figure that out.
I don't know.
See, at the beginning, I did the same thing, just like what Russ has said. Invite,
Yeah.
you know, well, talking about database, but since I've been in this a year and a half, I have changed, you know, what is most important. I have found personal development.
Okay.
At the beginning, I would not have put that in there.
So yeah, and everybody's going to be a little bit different. I don't know how it works if you only have 3 choices instead of 5. But Brian, you do have 5 different things. So I don't know, Rusty, just follow along and see how that works out. Or pick some different things so you can see how it might work with the distributor on your team. What?
Vince has a question. His hand is raised.
Question? Vince?
Sorry, you're on here twice, Vince.
Sorry, I'm trying to get off this one.
I muted one of you.
Good.
You had a question?
No, I just was trying to move it so I could move it to my iPad.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue, shall we? Okay, so you've compared 1 with 2, and you put a check mark, what's the most important. Then you compare 1 with 3, put 1 check mark, that's the most important of those 2. Now you're going to compare 1 with 4.
I'm terrible with instructions. You lost me. Let me see your chart. What do you mean?
Okay, so what I mean, let's say if I were to go, if this was my chart, personal development and events, what do I think is the most important? I would say I'm going to pick personal development. Okay. Now I'm going to compare personal development with inviting. Which of those do I think is the most important? Definitely inviting. So I'm going to put a check next to number 3. Now I'm going to compare 1 with 4. Out of personal development and databasing, I definitely think databasing is more important, so I'm going to put a check there. And now I'm going to compare 1 with 5. Is personal development or 15 meetings a month more important? I would say 15 meetings a month, because we're talking about what actually builds the business.
Mm-hmm.
I could read books all day long, but until I do some meetings, nothing's going to happen. So we've compared the first, so you should have 4 checks. You don't really see a pattern yet. You're doing great. You guys are making lots of decisions. Should be kind of fun. I'm trying to go nice and slow. My tendency is to go really fast. Okay. All right, so stay with me. We're going to compare number 2 with number 3 now. So I'm looking at events and inviting. Which of those do I think is the most important?
Inviting.
Okay.
Got it right.
So you guys are comparing your 2 with your 3. And now compare what you have for 2 and 4 and put a check mark.
So, Sarah,
Yes.
are we basically just trying to figure out which one ends up having the most check marks? Because I'm also having a hard time following, like, are we comparing them all with the other one?
Nope. No, we're developing a pattern.
Okay.
So
So,
I don't want to give that away until we've gone through the whole thing.
okay.
But see, there is a pattern I'm following. You compare, can you see that? 1 with 2, 1 with 3, 1 with 4, 1 with 5. Then we go down and we do 2 with 3, 2 with 4, 2 with 5. So everything has been compared, and at the end, yes, you will see.
So you've been asking what is the most important thing about building the business and activities?
Yes.
Okay. With
Yeah.
that, I would have to change I'd have to start all over.
Okay.
But-
And I've never done this with a group. I always do it one-on-one. So when you're one-on-one with the distributor who's struggling about why isn't my team growing or whatever, you can sit there and look at their list and have clarification and go step by step.
I love it, Sarah. This is awesome.
Okay.
Makes total sense.
Okay, thanks.
It's
Yes,
like
ma'am.
it's like the fruit at the bottom of the yogurt. You had to go through all the top to get to the bottom.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes, Melody. Thanks.
So, would
I just
you
aided
like
myself.
to hear what mine are and kind of maybe help it make sense to me? Because I'm confused. Or should we just
Can we just follow what you're doing and finish what you're doing and then go to each person?
That's good.
Because
I
I've
won't have time to do that because there's something else I want to show you after. But I'll keep doing it on here if you want. I just don't want my answers to be your answers. I want you to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But I'll keep doing this for the illustration because I don't want you guys to feel lost. And Brian did a great job. thanks to Melody reminding him to record it. But once you get through it, I think you guys will see it. It comes out pretty clearly, and the pattern is always the same. So I think we ended with comparing 2 with 4, and now we're going to compare 2 with 5. So do I think events or 15 meetings a month is more important? So I'm going to say 15 meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've done the 1s and the 2s. Now we're going to go 3s. So please compare your 3 with your 4. So I have inviting and databasing, so I'm going to say inviting. And compare your 3 with your 5. So it's inviting or 15 meetings, I would say inviting. So starting to see a pattern. And then you go to your 4s. Compare your 4 with your 5. Okay. And if you were able to follow along, now you probably see a pattern.
On your paper.
On my paper. Okay, so the pattern represents what, let's say this worked out for everybody. This pattern represents what you have decided is the most important thing in building your business. I just did it and I got inviting. I always get inviting and databasing. I want to say 99.9% of the time, when you really look at it, you're going to realize that the most important thing you can do in building your business is inviting and databasing. Okay? And so maybe you can see how this might help a distributor who's stuck and they're doing all these things. Well, let's see what we're doing. Okay? So the one that you have the most checks by, put an A in the last column and a B the next one. So I have 4 checks for inviting, so that's A. 3 for databasing, so that's B. So I've ranked them. And the other ones are C, D, and E, obviously. C, D, and E. Okay, did anybody have this work out for them? Vince or Novell or Rick or Lori or Mike? Can anybody share what they came up with for the A and B?
I came up with inviting as A and personal development as B.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Mike. Anyone else?
I get inviting, database. A is inviting, B is databasing, and 3, the C would be teach someone else how to do the same thing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So I'm going to tell you a little story. Henry Ford had a business, and it was doing okay. And then somebody showed him exactly what I just showed you. And they told him.
Sorry.
You want me to mute you, Brian? I'm just kidding. And they told Henry Ford that if you'll focus on the A activity 50 to 60% of your time and the B activity 25 to 30% of your time, you will move many more cars. And you'll have people to take care of those C, D, and E activities. And you'll have 10 to 25% of your time left over for that. So all you need to do is focus on the A and B activities that you've chosen. So I want to tell you something though. This is something awesome about network marketing. We don't have nearly as many things to do as Henry Ford did. You know, the company takes care of everything. It's so streamlined. All we need to do is spend 60% of our time on the A activity and 30% on the B activity. Okay? So if you're working a 10-hour work week, for your network marketing business. You want to, let's say, 6 hours on your A activity. And you can look, are you doing that? And then 30 on your B. And then the C, D, and E is the rest, the 10%. So I want to congratulate those of you who got this exercise and who saw that those activities, you know, I think inviting everybody had that as the number one, at least. Inviting, and then usually it's prospecting, databasing, getting more names and numbers on a continual basis. Those are the things that drive the business. So I shared in the beginning that this was a tool that I started using because I integrated this paired comparison, the main thing in building my business, with my calendar. And I'd like to do a quick demo, if I may. Here's a whiteboard to show you something real quick. I want to tell you that every Sunday from 8 to 9 Hawaii Standard Time, we do what's called an OATS call, and there's a YouTube video I did that explains all of those acronyms. But I went from feeling sort of like anxious all the time about, oh, did I invite somebody, and just kind of all over the place, to having a very clear-cut calendar that I do once a week just before the Sunday call, where I can look at my A activities and my B activities, and I can hold myself accountable to, am I really doing the things that are building my business? Okay? And since I'm doing this for myself, I feel confident to share it with you guys, and you're all invited to that OATS call on Sundays. If you're not on my the Dooley Dream Team LV Slack page and you want to be, just put your email address in the chat box and I'll send you an invitation. And that's where I put the updates. But real quick, I want to show you this demonstration to illustrate the point I just made. Can you guys hear me okay if I stand over here?
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
If you guys make her the speaker view, you'll see her screen bigger than all the Hollywood squares. Just click on speaker view, you'll see her big screen better.
Thanks. Okay, I want to easily translate this for you, the paired comparison that we just did, into a visual demonstration. I also learned this from the class. I didn't make this up. I love it. Okay, so let's say this represents your week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, okay? And what most people do is what's comfortable. This is life. This is all the stuff you have to do. It's taking the kids to soccer practice, going grocery shopping, getting your workout in, taking your friends out for coffee. Okay, the things that are comfortable, that's your life. And so if they're comfortable, so what most of us do when we start network marketing business, we start with what's comfortable. And then we take the C and the D and the E activities that kind of parallel what we do in our life, like maybe it's getting some more product knowledge or checking our back office or getting on a conference call, you know, things that are comfortable and familiar, and we add those in. And then we have the main things, the A and the B, that represents the main things that we do to build our business. And then we try to put it on top and it doesn't fit, right? Okay, so here's what you want to do. You want to take your calendar and you want to schedule in on a weekly basis your A and your B activities first. So like I said, if you have a 10-hour, if you want to dedicate 10 hours to your business, that would be 6 hours a week, let's say, on inviting, maybe 3 hours on databasing, and then you have leftover 1 hour for the C, D, and the E. Okay? So you want to schedule those things first. Okay? So you got your A and your B, your C and your D and your E. And the life happens. you still have your wonderful life. And you're still taking care of the things that need to be taken care of. And everything fits perfectly now. Whoa. And here's something I want to share about the beautiful thing about network marketing is that you have something more special than all this stuff you're taking care of. You have the people in your life that mean something to you and that you're doing the business for. You have your dreams and the life you want to create. And those are the riches of life represented by this Axio bottle. I chose this instead of a wine glass, okay? And there's still time for that moment when your spouse asks you to do something spontaneous, or the grandkids want to play and you're so much more focused. This happened for me, I kid you not, when I know exactly when I'm working my business, and you have time to have all those riches for your life, and they will grow. And you have plenty to share with others. Let's fill this. I want to say one more thing about that. Oh, the last thing I want to say about this is what's really interesting is that you will enjoy your life more, in my opinion, when you have this kind of focus on how you're going to go about building your dream life. And when you choose to already live by the principles that you believe in, if you wait to become successful before you start spending time with your loved ones, people aren't going to resonate with you being a successful person or you being a person who's willing to go for your dreams. So begin now with expressing the things that you are going for in your life. You know, for example, if you believe in being a stay-at-home mom, or, you know, make sure that you're spending time with your kids, and relish those moments, so that because when you focus on them, they will grow for you. If you are looking forward to mountain biking in Kauai, maybe you're going to go on a bike ride, so you can start being in the practice of those things that you're creating for yourself and that you want. Does that make sense? Okay, thanks. All right. So, yep.
I'm sorry, did you say 60% on A and 40% on B?
I said 60 on A and 30 on B.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm quite all right with that.
I didn't catch it. I was making my notes and I missed it.
Oh, okay.
So thank you. No, I'm not checking it.
No, I was helping someone yesterday with something like this, and I had just done the math, and I told somebody it's 3%, and then my husband walked in. He's like, "No, that's 38%." It's like, thank you. Okay. Any questions? I guess we just have 3 minutes. That's all I had to share. Thank you so much.
Thank
Wow,
you,
that was
Sarah.
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Get to the gallery view.
Sarah, that was wonderful. That was a great teaching tool. Thank you.
Oh, good.
You know, when I did my list, it wasn't any of the things that you normally do, like, which is normal for me. But anyways, like inviting or whatever. But it's still, even with what I had down here, it was kind of a 1-4-1-4, but it had a pattern.
Okay.
But these to me are things that I have to work on. And Brian will go, when he.
We all do. I have to work on it. You know,
But I mean, what I chose. But it wasn't even like inviting or you know, doing the databasing. But that is important, of course. But
Well, yeah, and you guys had to make a lot of decisions, and usually, you know, when I've seen this a couple times, done it a couple times, in bigger groups, it's, you know, a little bit more challenging, just for that reason, because you can't see exactly what everybody wrote down. But I congratulate you on doing it and for making all those decisions. And the whole reason for doing it is just to help you in getting what you want out of this business, and also for you to make that choice. And then as the the coach, whoever's helping to do this with someone on your team, we do have to do a little bit of coaching on, you know, what activities build your business. I mean, it seems to me like you could do all the other things. Like I did so many presentations in my living room. I had a lot where a lot of people were there, and I did plenty where nobody was there. So if I could just present every week, but if nobody comes, my business isn't growing. It always, for me, goes back to inviting and databasing. Those are the behaviors that I can control and that I have to focus on to drive my business. I also love to train. I've said no to doing 2 conference calls the last couple weeks because I have to limit how much training I do. You know, I have to keep focus on those behaviors. And when I do the training, I want to give a skill that's duplicatable and very valuable. And I believe this one is.
All right, Sarah, question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you shared this with about 100 people, and you had 1 yes out of 100 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, knowing what you know now, what would you have done different at the beginning? Because you did inviting, you did your inviting, you did databasing. Wonderful job. But what would you have changed?
Well, my whole approach has changed, and it's in the inviting. I invite totally differently now. Before I was, watch this video, here's an upline. Watch this video, here's an upline. That's what I used to do. Mark Shansanto was here and he did a training. He said, there's a difference between throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what's going to stick and then holding the spaghetti there long enough to figure out, is there a match? So I would say now I hold the spaghetti on. I really connect with the person and I ask them what they want more of or less of. And I help them paint a picture, a really clear picture. And then I ask them, is that enough for you? Is that enough reason for you to take a look at the business? And I let it be their call. And I sift and sort so fast now. I'm going through names like crazy, but I'm letting them make the call. And the ones that come to the meeting and are seeing it, they're there for their reasons. And for me, that's worked well.
So you're saying you're helping them find their why.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Helping them build their belief system along with it.
If they say yes to taking a look, then I have them review some network marketing information first. And that is another sorting tool, because if they get through that, sometimes, I mean, I don't know, maybe 25, 30% of the time they're like, I'm not interested, and they cancel the appointment. That's fine with me, you know. Sift them faster. I want, as my mentor said, the low-hanging fruit. There are people right. I talked to a guy yesterday in Houston, Texas. I've been calling people there because that's where my family is. And it was the most refreshing conversation, because he's like, yes, I want to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I want to create enough money so I can invest and leave a legacy for my grandkids. And I was like, hallelujah, this is who I'm looking for, you know? Versus, you know, another lady I talked to last week, she's, yeah, I can't even afford my phone bill. I haven't worked in 4 months. And, you know, I'm like, is that a reason for you to take a look at a business where you can generate more than you need, you know? And she's like, yeah, I just really can't. She's not ready. Mentally, she's not ready. And I did all I could to help her make that connection between, what do you want? She told me she wanted to be home with her baby, and she's pregnant and trying to get married, but she's not willing to make a change. So.
Okay. Well, that was awesome, Sarah.
Thank you so much. I love you guys, and feel free to reach out on Rusty's Slack page, and if you want information about the Oats call, you're all welcome to that.
Okay.
Okay.
I need at least, let's see, the Iowa people and Michigan people, and I need Rusty's picture to change into a real person again. Because we have an incredible thing going to happen after Orlando. It might be, in fact, I think this will be even more important than going to Orlando. Okay, why? Because it's called money-making activities. And really that's what Sarah was sharing, is money-making activities is priority one. We could do all the personal growth, all that are just great. But again, if that's all you focus on, you won't get anywhere else. But we have Rusty coming to Iowa first, and then Michigan after Orlando. Okay, he is taking time out of his practice, so we won't ask him how much money he will, lose out of his job. Okay, but he's willing to invest that time into his future, into our futures with this. So we're looking at setting up some times for some of these meetings. So I know, Rusty, why don't you share with your schedule what you have open right now? You have to unmute yourself. Okay.
Thank you. So repeat the question.
All right. What is your schedule looking like? When are you going to be in Iowa? When are you going to be in Michigan?
Okay, very good. So I think that we're flying out Sunday, which is in October, if you have your calendar out.
8th or 9th? That's the 9th.
Should be the 9th. We're going to start out in Iowa. We're going to fly to Kansas City and drive to Iowa and do a couple of meetings there. Then Rick and I will be leaving on the 11th. Is that right, Rick?
Yep.
On the 11th, Tuesday. So we're going to do a Sunday and Monday meeting there in Iowa, right? Or are we going to Nebraska? What are we doing, Rick?
Be Sunday, Monday in Iowa.
Sunday, Monday, Iowa. Okay. The 11th, we're flying to Chicago Midway. And you know what we're doing, Melody, as far as where we're going to be on Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening?
It's looking like Tuesday evening is a meeting. I'm trying to pin down the location, but somewhere in Berrien Springs area. And
Okay.
afternoon, like one-on-ones or two-on-ones.
Okay.
Before that meeting.
Okay, and then Wednesday the 12th, I think I'm with Brian. Is that right, Brian?
That's what we're talking about, Wednesday.
Okay.
I wanted to connect with Kim on that.
Okay.
Because our kind of our Lansing team, with Vince,
Okay.
Linda Peach,
Okay.
our leaders there, Kim and we have some, Karen. We've got some newbies that have just come on board.
I saw a couple. One was they were called Salem. Are they on your team?
They're not yet. That's Dawn and Dave Haig. That's their grandson and his fiance, and we are actually just doing some follow-up with them before and invite them to listen in. And Melody came on right on cue because similar age, so we're excited about them. They're wanting to join the team.
Hope I didn't scare him off. I just texted him and said, "You have a cool dog, but I haven't met you. What's your name, or who are you guys?" All of a sudden, they just disappeared. So I thought, I must have chased him off.
The 12th is going to be where now?
Somewhere in the Lansing group. Is that right, Brian?
Lansing?
Yeah, probably maybe at Kim Dowell's house. No. We have to put that together yet.
Okay.
I was hoping Kim was going to be on here.
And then the 13th, which is Thursday, I'll be in Kalamazoo. Is that right, Melody? Okay, then leaving Friday afternoon to go to Denver, which doesn't involve any of you guys here. And then Seattle after that, and then home. be a couple of weeks on the road.
Thank you, Rusty.
Thank you. We're excited.
Very.
I am too. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm gonna have to try and get the Michigan crew together here to discuss it.
Okay.
Does that work for you guys, Vince? You're still muted, Vince.
Mute myself.
All right, I unmuted you. Oh,
Okay.
no.
Now, okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I saw the thing was muted. I've never done this on the iPad before, so I just, it's a bigger screen, so I wanted to get my iPad out. I'm going to use this for building my business, this iPad. I want to be able to take and do a Zoom call, maybe with Rusty or something like that, and be able to, you know, have him talk to some of my people. And I wanted a bigger screen, so I want to just be able to use this. But no, I think that would work well. We usually have our meeting at Denny's. So if we get a bunch of people, maybe Rusty could take and you know, come over and we could meet at even at the Denny's there, or we could get a group, or like you said, we could meet at Kim's, or that's not too far away.
That's right. Karen said she has a good size living room or basement or something. She said that would work out good with meetings.
That'd be perfect too. She's, I think, a DeWitt, so it's, which is just on the outside of Lansing.
All right. Can you get together with Kim, Linda, you know, and we need to talk about this more. I was hoping to get this ironed out before now.
Absolutely. We're going to take advantage of Rusty being here.
Yes. We need to start now, invites, but we're excited about that, Rusty. Can you bring the palm trees and warmth with you as you come this way? All right.
It might be raining when you get here.
I'll bottle a little bit up, you know, tighten the jar down and bring it to you guys. So.
All right, sounds good.
Maybe we can show him some color when he's here. You know, he'll be able to see some of the color of Michigan.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it'll probably be coming in pretty good by then.
All right. I'd like to hear briefly from a few of you that we haven't heard from. What did you think of our call today? What Sarah shared.
I think
That was excellent illustration. I liked your calendar idea too. Blocking out the times, which I'm sure a lot of you are doing already.
I think it was really important. I think it's actually really good for me, anyways, because I think, you know, when I go to work in the morning, I know what time I got to be there. I know what time I'm going to leave, and that's my time that I get paid for work. But in a business like this, you're kind of hit and miss, and you do what you want. And so to have it structured like this, and to set down specific hours that you're actually going to be working your business, that kind of actually is not only helpful for you, but it also takes and makes it easier, because you know, this is what I'm doing. No, I can't. I'm doing this at that time, and I can't be doing anything else. And it'll help. I think it'll help structure and build my business quicker.
Okay. Awesome. What about, let's see. How about you, Chris? The quiet one in the corner here, Chris Smith. You can run, but you can't hide. All right, what about you, Sharon? Six 3-0-0445. Anyone else? All right. Well, we'll keep you guys here. I'm going to stop the recording.